Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my channel, The Gentleman Reviewer. As always, please hit that like and subscribe button and help my channel grow. I would greatly appreciate that opportunity to continue growing. And if you really like what I'm doing, you can get notifications for when I post a new video. I try to post one at least once a week, and I usually write at least 2 blog posts on my blog. So I tend to review ink on Wednesdays, and I kind of got tired of doing videos for those because they weren't viewed very much and they took a lot of work. So, the Lihit Lab SmartFit notebook cover, mouthful, I'm trying not to say that through the whole video, is one of the greatest things I've purchased since the Osprey Tropos. I was looking for a notebook cover and I noticed a lot of the pleather ones either didn't have a lot of storage options like the stuff over here, or it just had one pen loop kind of dangling off to the side with a little latex or elastic band. I didn't really like that because I felt like I would just break that too quickly, and then it would just be a problem. But I wanted a notebook cover because I got tired of carrying just the bullet journal and having pens off to the side that I would have to then pull out and deal with, losing them in my pocket, digging around in a bag, and just stuff like that. So I'll be honest, when I first received this notebook cover, I didn't really enjoy it and I wasn't impressed. I didn't like it only had one pen loop. I'm not often a fan of fabric stuff. I tend to like pleather or leather. And, while this is while it's made of a polyester, it's not really tarpy feeling or feels like a tent. So I have grown to get used to it, as I tend to do with a lot of things, I guess. But over time, I did become to enjoy it more and more. There's still a couple things I don't really like about it, but we'll get into that. So, on the back, you'll see this tag that says it's made of Cordura fabric. So this is a brand of polyester that advertise that its products will hold up to wear and tear experienced in daily life and with consistent use. For some reason, I'm really hard on my products and I just tend to break things. I don't know why. I'm not like trying to not be careful, but I definitely need something that's going to stand up, and this has done it so far. I don't think I've had a thread pull completely loose, but I've got a couple. I don't know if you can see those on the video, and then there's one in here. So they're just heading there, but they've been there for a while and they've never turned into a loose thread. So, I mean, using this as much as I have and to not even have a loose thread is pretty impressive. And like I said, even though it's polyester, one of the things I first worried about is it'd be kind of tarpy, and I definitely don't get that. So the covers are constructed to be hard back. You can see I'm bending it a little bit here, but they're fairly stiff. And then the middle, the spine is flexible. So that allows it to just close completely without the spine getting worn. Or you can even, if you really want, fold it all the way back and, I don't know, fold it like a taco, I guess I could say. And it's not going to affect the spine because there's nothing in there. It's just fabric in there. At least as far as I can tell, there's nothing crinkly when you bend it. So, all right. So on the front, you have 3 pockets. You've got a Velcro pocket, which is advertised to be large enough to hold a phone. I'm recording on my phone, so I can't show you that it does not fit a Galaxy S10. I've seen some pictures online that it holds some models of iPhones. I am not familiar with iPhones. I've never owned one, never used one, and I don't know which ones would fit in here. But one of the downsides is, while you can use this to hold extra pens, when you have it open and you're writing, like let's say you're writing on the backside, like I was doing with all of that when I reviewed this Towtree notebook, it just props it up at a slightly weird angle, and then it's a little bendy. So this is a hardcover notebook, so it's not too much of a problem. But when I was using my Omega paper journal with the soft cover, that was kind of difficult, especially on the front end of the pages. But, whatever. It lets me carry extra pens. You can use this for erasers, a phone, pages that you don't want to lose because it's got that Velcro strap or Velcro addition to it, whatever. Right next to it, you've got a single pen loop, or a pen pocket, I guess I would say. So I've currently got a decently thick fountain pen in there, and I mean, it fits, and it would fit something larger. I don't have any giant pens to really try. I don't tend to like the really thick ones, and I don't tend to like the really thin ones. So You can typically only fit one in here. I've never had a pen thin enough that I could fit two, but I'm sure they're out there, like the Birdie pens. I think they're by Pilot. Those would almost definitely fit two, maybe even three in there. But I don't have one of those on me right now. The downside to a style like this is your pens are really kept in place by the pen clip. So if your pen clip is not very good quality, it's going to, it's just going to fall out. Another thing that I've had happen on my Sarasot Grand, which has a spring-loaded clip, um, since the clip is exposed when you're putting it in your backpack, I've had it get caught and bend it back and ruin that spring. So now that clip is useless on one of my favorite pens, and it kind of sucks. But just keep those into consideration. Um, so that way you're not losing your pens or breaking them. So behind this, you'll find a giant pocket that covers just about the whole front. So this measures 14.5 centimeters wide and about 16 centimeters tall. So you can fit quite a bit in here. I still have a field notebook that I keep addresses and phone numbers in because I don't want them cluttering my journal through the day. And it would fit perfectly in here. I mean, with room to spare, you can fit quite a bit in a pocket like this. Again, this is completely open, so things aren't going to be super secure. So don't put something you really don't want to lose in there. So on the inside, start over on this side. Start with the elastic closure. Like I said, this is what I was talking about, like the pen loops are typically made of on notebook covers, and I don't like when pen loops are made of this. But this is just like your standard journal notebook closure. Sorry, I couldn't find the word for a sec. It'll keep it closed well enough. I don't typically use this, but it has yet to stretch out, and it's still holding firm. So on this side, you've got two pockets for business card or credit card size stuff. You can see I've got a business card here, and I've got my counseling license here. I've just flipped them over so you're not getting phone numbers or my addiction counselor license number. I mean, I guess those are public, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah. So then down here you got a note card sized pocket, so you can fit a couple note cards in there. I typically when I have like an A5 pad notebook and I write something on it that I need to keep, typically if I'm keeping track of who attended a group, then I'll just tear it off, fold it in half, and stick it in there, and it fits perfectly. So other than that, I don't typically have anything in there. One cool thing that I like about the notebook cover is you've got an option to have your notebook over on this side. So you could stick this cover in over here. I don't like it like that, just out of preference, but you could also fit two in here. I did put my Leuchtturm in there, and unfortunately, the two journals in there are just barely too thick for this, and it wouldn't stay closed, and it would probably stretch out the back. Well, I don't know if it would stretch out the back because it's a pretty good fabric, but you can fit two journals in here if they're a smaller size, one larger one, however you want to do it. I'll get over to the other side in a second, show you another orientation that you can do. But yeah, so let's keep moving on. You've got two, I can't seem to grab this to save my life. So you've got two ribbon bookmarks, which is great for if you have quite a few things that you're trying to keep track of in your journal, or you just have my Tau Tree one. Right after I reviewed it, the bookmark just popped out. I don't even know what happened, but it just popped out. So that was kind of unfortunate, but luckily this has ribbons in it for that purpose. So this one has a brown and a gray one. I'm not sure if these are different colors on the different color notebook covers, but I don't know. We'll see. So coming to this side, you can see that I've got my notebook in here. I have used both hardcover and softcover notebooks in here, and this fabric has yet to stretch out. So I can still put the softcover ones in there, and it's still going to hold it securely enough that my journals aren't going to be like flying everywhere. Another feature on this side is this flap. So, I mean, you can stick papers back here. You can do an A5 notepad. So you can really customize this to make it how you want it. So if you were to stick the journal on this side, you can stick a notepad on this side and have both. You can have two journals. You can do what I do and just have the one, like really however you want to do it. So just as some final Final things, you can get this in navy, which is this color. I tend to like blue or black. I've been leaning more towards blue lately. Navy, orange, dark green, or an olive color, black, and beige. They seem to be available in A5 and B5. This is the A5 option. I think this might be a little too gigantic if you had it in like A4. But overall, I have really enjoyed the notebook for work, pending those things about having too many pens in here. If you just had the one pen and like just stuff in here, it'd probably be fine. If you had like erasers in here, you'd probably run into a similar problem because erasers can be pretty thick. But it's nice to have that little Velcro pocket just to keep things safe. So my only real complaint is that, and overall I'd have to say this is a great notebook cover, and I've really enjoyed using it. So Lihit Lab, as usual, does a great job in making things that are functional, durable. They don't look the best in my opinion, but hey, if it works, it works. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.